arena. Appear for me, please. Thank you very much. Alright, well. Selesnya Yorion it is for the run, I'm afraid. I will briefly talk about the sideboard real quick. We are best of one, so of course, we don't have a sideboard. We have very little need for a sideboard. But what does that let us do? It lets us get cheeky and play a single copy of Legion Angel in our main deck, which can draw us 3 free copies of Legion Angel, because we're not using a sideboard. So we might as well use that space to have a card that draws us 3 4/3 flyers in our deck, because that's something that we're able to do. Certainly worth doing if you're playing best of one, I think. The reason I think this deck is a good shout is mainly because I'm expecting to play against a lot of aggro in best of one. Expecting a lot of mono white, a lot of mono red, and this deck should just be a house against those matchups. We have a pile of Glass Caskets, a pile of Skyclave Apparitions, a pile of Wicked Wolves, and ways to reuse those cards, courtesy of Yorion Sky Nomad. Powerful Gilded Goose, Trader Crumbs engine that you would expect. Some ECDs, just generally good against most people that aren't, like, specifically rogues. Deck looks pretty well-rounded. I think it looks tidy. We've played it a bit on stream before. I enjoy it quite a lot. And I think there might be a soft spot in the best of one metagame to give it a shake. It also lets me get more content for the stream, which is lovely. For those folks who might have missed it, depending on what time it is when this run finishes, if we do not qualify, I am open to taking a second run. If I do that, it will probably be a best of 3 run. And I'm open to deck ideas, really. I can be bribed. Alternatively, we'll have to wait and see as to what we decide to run in that one. But these are not cheap events. If you're not familiar with the Arena Open, I'll walk you through it real quick so that you know how it works. Just hop on over into the event. The way this works, they are allowing you to compete for cold, hard dollar, which is something you don't get to do very often on MTG Arena. It's a 2-day event, and importantly, you need to get to 7 wins before you reach 3 losses if you play best of 1, or you need to get to 4 wins before you take a loss if you play best of 3. The prizes on best of 1 are significantly lower, but the one that we're most interested in, of course, is qualifying for day 2. We only manage to do that if we pick up the full 7 wins. The cash is up for grabs tomorrow. Tomorrow is a mandatory best of 3 event, whether you like it or not. And if you can pick up 6 or 7 wins on day 2, you will earn yourself either $1,000 or $2,000 in cash. And that's, of course, the thing we would like. They are 4,000 gems to play. It's about $20, roughly, or 20,000 gold to play this event. So it is not cheap, hence why we don't do them all that often. We tend to only fire 1 to 2 bullets when we do. And I think we might have a reasonable chance here, assuming I'm half awake. So, 4,000 gems in the toilet. I pick up my card styles for playing, and let's grab Green White Yorion. I will submit it. Yes, I believe 5 wins on day 2 is also an MIQ invite for those that might give a toss about that kind of thing. All right, first game. Let's disco. Whew. Dead Fool, our first opponent of the day. Deadpool's lesser-known cousin. And this hand does operate. Opponent is on Kahira the Orphan Guard, which makes me think they are not aggro, which is obviously not great, but this is a hand that we are keeping, so never going to mull this one. Charmed Stray. Maybe they are aggro. Is this cat tribal? What is this? Do I casket this, or do I, like, care? I think I want to save the Prince to reset Apparition. So it's only ever Casket or Trailer Crumbs. I think I'd rather just Trail. Not sure, though. Genuinely confused by what my opponent is up to. Mono White Lifelink, maybe? Animal Sanctuary, the tech. The tech. Disenchant my Trail of Crumbs. Kind of glad that I didn't Glass Casket it now, to be honest. Let's just Apparition this away, I suppose. Ooh. This is definitely not what I expected my first match to be, but hey. Ah, finds a red source. So they're white-red. Okay. Guess I should try and set up my mana sources, keep drawing cards. Like, hold on to the removal spells and keep playing this game. Opponent put Kahira in the hand, so we can expect them to be casting a creature next turn most of the time. They do indeed cast the Kahira and miss their land drop. Good chance I just punch this, right? If I Goose, make another food, cast this, punch this, activate the ability. And attack for 2. Off you go. Green as well, apparently. So, Naya Zoo Kittens with Disenchant. Leonin War Leader. Yes. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. There might be a Winota hiding in here somewhere. That would make some sense. Just try and keep the board clear. Then I don't have to worry about Winota very much. Rin and Seri. Heck yeah. Opponent is after my heart. Well, I think this is just attacking with the wolves. If they want to block, that's fine by me. If they don't, I'll just Yorion. And I'll flicker these 3 and leave the wolves where they are. And we'll eat Rin and Seri. This is just cat tribal. This is just Naya Cat. I got some respect for that. Naya Cats is not something I was expecting, but hey. Got a lot of respect for the fact this person's having some fun. So, let's just fire off some caskets, try and clear the way to kill our opponent here. And move on. Hopefully. Easy as that. Naya Cat. Not what I expected in round 1, but I'll take the win. 1-0 with green-white Yorion. Surprise, Settle's still legal. Yeah, that would be a royal kick in the dick. Alright. Round 2. Not having second white here kind of sucks. However, I do think this hand is keepable. So, I'm going to keep it. Looks like mono white. That is what we were hoping to see some number of. Hand isn't well equipped against it though, to be fair. No 2-drop is nice. Hey, Rye, thank you very much. I appreciate that. How are you today? It is nice to see you. I will take the white sauce and bottom the casket, the trail even. What did I think of Mardy Yorion? I think it is quite good. It's probably the deck I'm going to play if I decide to play best of 3. I went, I want to say 11-2 with it in the end. And unfortunately ran out of time to chase our way back to the top of the mythic ladder, but we gave it a good shake. Just ran out of time. A little bit flooded here. I will take this trade if my opponent offers it. Yeah, I actually think the deck's pretty good. I'm not sure I agree with all the card choices, but I do think there's something there. And if we can find the money and time for a best of 3 run, it's probably the deck I'll give a spin, I think. But I think I'd rather try and stab at aggro first and try and steal a win with best of 1 Yorion first. Basri's going to get quite annoying. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's not quite what I was hoping for either. 7 mana on the Henge right now. Have to play this so that I can actually make a play next turn. Do not want this now. Opponent seems to be closer to white mid-range. Yeah, I saw Brad playing mono red ramp. That deck's actually pretty sweet. We've lost to it a few times. But I think it's very much the mediums. I think the deck is very much just kind of middling. It's very cool, though. It's very cool. That one's a bit of an issue. That is a beefy dog. Love to find some removal for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just got to take our 5 here. Good chance I want to flicker the goose. No, I'm in England. Right, I am English. We do have Halloween, yes. We do have Halloween. Usually, anyway. Obviously, things are a little quieter this year. I think I'm just going to crack this food for life here because I intend on casting Yorion this turn anyway. That is another goose. Get to flicker this for free, right? Let's make a stockpile of food and re-exile the noodle. Not really looking for more lands here. This Legion Angel is admittedly a chunk of cards, but I can only cast one of them a turn at the second. Well, 2, I guess, with the geese, but... Glass Casket, almost certainly taking out the Prince. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Stops the loop, which makes some sense. Would love to have got the henge down while looping the prince, but hey, you can't have it all. Yep. This doesn't have trample, does it? No. Might jump block this with a goose, not sure. Definitely going to think about it. This Basri is starting to make this more difficult. I do kind of need to get this off the table. Yeah, I don't care about taking 3. I think I'm going to save 8 damage with a goose, though. Don't think these are that valuable. I'm not entirely sure. Opponent might have... I'm trying to think of what 2-mana white spell makes sense. I mean, they're looking at everything, yeah, but they might just not be familiar, necessarily, with what's going on. Maybe they're streaming too. Like, who knows? Could be any number of reasons. They are definitely flickering over our stuff, though, aren't they? I'd love to draw a glass casket. Kabira takedowns the other goose. That makes sense. That was a piece of interaction that does make sense. So we re-exile this visionary. Another Yorion. Doesn't do a lot, does it? Too many green sources here. If I henge, I can't do anything else, but the Visionary coming back into play will draw me another card. Yeah, okay. I think we definitely henge. The question is whether I'm supposed to attack. When does his ultimate? -6. I have to punch this, right? Yeah, if opponent has ECD, we're going to be in some sticky wicket here. But I get the Visionary back into play, draw a card, and I can gain 5 life by tapping Henge to eat a food. So, I'm on virtual 19. Yeah, these lands aren't helping, I'm going to be honest. Seasoned Hallowblade is quite literally irrelevant, that's fine. Don't care about that. Yep. That pupper's getting real big. I would like to find a glass casket. I really would. Going with everyone. So let's eat a food. And then block the 2/2. Opponent's last card is Shepherd of the Flock. Okay. Well, opponent's got some bodies, that's for sure. I am drawing far too many lands. Well, I'm killing Basri-Ket. That's happening. And then what I can do is I can pull the Yorion trick, right? I used it to eat a food, barman. I used it to eat a food. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I have 9 mana, 5s, I don't need 9 mana, right? 4, 5. Yeah, I can play this tapped. That's pretty good. Keep that where it is. And then what I have to do is go Visionary. Into Yorion, and I have to keep the old Yorion. Alternatively, this might just be better. I think this genuinely might be better. So if I eat, do I eat the maul or do I eat the dog? I think I just eat the dog. Otherwise, it's still a 5/5 on the ground. Three cards in the opponent's grave, including the Elspeth. Mark, block. I think I eat them all. Wait. Neither. We eat neither. We eat the glass casket. We get Charming Prince back. That's what we do. Big brain. Got it figured out. 2-0. I clicked. I was looking at what my options were to exile, and there's like an artifact off in the corner. I'm like, what's that? That's a glass casket. What's underneath it? Erin, let's go. Yeah, I got there eventually. On the draw. I think you can keep this on the draw. Mono green or Gruul? Not a land. Gotta go. Gruul. Okay, matchup should be reasonable in theory. Hand isn't stellar for it, but it's not bad either. Opponent has no Bone Crusher, which is interesting. Should make this apparition a little safer, hopefully. If opponent just casts Lovestruck Beast, I'm like very okay with that. Brushfire, that's actually fine too. Would rather than do nothing with the forest. That's nice. So I'm going to play this as a green source. Apparition. Eat this. Off you go. Just stick to the game plan of keeping my opponent's stuff off the table. If I can keep the table clean, I'll be happy. Keep the table clean. Questing Beast. Right, I get to play it in my sideboard for free. If I'm playing best of one, I don't have a sideboard, do I? So I get to have 3 in my sideboard that are just free. I think I'm casting it now, actually, because I can't Wicked Wolf this Questing Beast. Yeah, because I don't need to use my sideboard for anything. I just get to play a 1-of 4/3 in my deck that draws me 3 cards. Which is massively understated, I think. Really would like to not see Embercleave here. Embercleave's the card I'm scared of. Yeah, it's exactly like having access to Karn in Best of 1. Same idea. Takes up 1 slot in my main deck, but it's probably worth it. Primal Might's very dangerous as well. That is a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Have to hope they don't have another one. Shatter Skull Smashing. Yeah. Oh, piss off. Ah, okay, 2 and 1. Rimrock Knight showing this that we are in fact a plebeian. Didn't really want to take one of these losses that early. That's a bit bitter. Did not want to do that. There. Feels bad. Primal Might into Shatter Skull Pump spell there is hard. Am I going to do what now? Sorry, Ryan? A little confused by what you're asking, my dude. This is a fine keep on my end. If I don't make this round while I keep trying, I'm open to a second bullet, but I gotta be honest, I probably can't afford to do many more bullets than that. If people really want to see more bullets, you can donate 4 more bullets, but I probably can't afford more than 2 at the second, if I'm being very honest. I would like to find land 4 and my second white source. I have seen Savai Triome. Yeah, we're going to win this one. Don't worry about it. I think I just bought on both of these. I'd love to do it on 1 bullet. Makes my life a lot easier. But Maya Triton. So this looks like red-black, I guess. We're just playing a Triome to be able to cycle it. No blocks from me, champ. Casting the Skyclave. Or just... No, Bone Crushing my dude. That makes sense. Another Apparition actually isn't bad here. Do not want another land. Looking like it's just red-black of some variety. Need to draw a little bit of our top end, or like a Trailer Crumbs or something. Try and chain some cards together. Yeah, fine, taking 2 again. Another Triton. Sure. No land is good news for me. That is a Trailer Crumbs. That is also good news for me. Trail. Skyclave. Eat the untapped one. Alright, starting to shape up here, which is nice. Would love to find the noodle off of this. Finding a Yorion here would be pretty disgusting, honestly. I am not blocking. 14 I go. Murderous Rider on my goose. That is some major respect. I think they're right about it as well, honestly. Ooh. Think I take the Great Henge? That's actually very close. Draw another goose anyway because we are champions of Magic the Gathering. Punch. It was a pretty disgusting draw step, honestly. Finding the forest there is even sweeter. Shaping up. Let's go. Just gets a Great Henge next, a Great Henge Apparition next turn, which is pretty disgusting as well. Good evening, Ernie. How are you? Nice to see you. Shade is completely irrelevant. That's more than fine. I am in the open already. We're currently 2-1. We've beaten Naya Cats and Mono White, I want to say, and then lost to Gruul. And we're currently in round number 4. I am playing best of 1 at least for the first bullet. Considering a second bullet, depending on what time it is by the time we finish, or if we don't qualify. We will see. I'll take another trail here. Draw a card off the henge. Exile this. I don't think it's necessarily easier than best of 3. I think I made the decision to play a best of 1 bullet because I think too many people are playing aggro in best of 1 this time around, and I think this deck is very, very good against aggro, so I made an educated guess and chose to play Green-White Yorion in best of 1 to try and have a good matchup against what I assume everyone is playing. So call it metagaming a little bit, which is exactly what it is. Times are weird, best save your cash. Sounds like a good idea to me. It's been a very long day for me as well. Yeah, obviously spent most of the evening trying to figure out where we stand going forward now that we can't be open at all. So Been a long day at work, and now I'm trying to crush some magic to make up for it, you know? Do my best. Speaking of doing their best, opponent is also trying to figure out what they should be doing here. We have to, Ernie, yeah. We'll still do deliveries. Yeah, we're back on national lockdown, unfortunately, right? We'll still do deliveries, but we're not allowed to be open. The shop is not allowed to operate, so we can't. Does likely mean I'll be streaming more, but obviously means that money is a lot tighter, and my schedule might fluctuate a little bit while I do things to make some cash. But yeah, we went back into full lockdown today, right? It was announced a couple hours ago. And yeah, basically, we can't open. We're not allowed to be open. Simple as that. Opponent is not having a good time here. I work for my LGS, right? I work for a game store in England called Lazy Dragon Gaming in Blackpool, sorry. And yeah, we've obviously had no play space for a while, but we've still been able to be open to sell product and to make YouTube content and stuff like that, which is part of my job. I love it. I'm very, very lucky to very, very lucky to work there. And I'm glad that Ernie enjoys it so much, which is lovely. They do also sponsor the stream, so they're lovely, 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 lovely guys. But yeah, we've not had tournaments on for a while because we obviously can't. But we're not allowed to be open at all now. So we have to figure out how we're going to make money going forward, you know? Pop in my Skyclave. I knew what you meant, don't worry, Ernie, it's fine. Point up with another Murderous Rider. Puts them to 1. Let's draw some cards, shall we? See if we can find lethal. That is lethal. I mean, that makes sense. I'm also used to typing that just plenty. Don't worry. Can I do both? I can do both. Clear out the token, kill my opponent. Should do the job. I love this deck, honestly, Ernie. I think it's very, very sweet. I enjoy playing a lot of things on stream, but I enjoy Yorion as a card quite a lot. So 3-1, folks. Let's keep the train going and get ourselves to 7 wins, shall we? Trey and Uno. Let's keep it up. Winner box has been discussed, AIM Conquest. We're definitely in the market for trying to run an arena event right now. Lure Us to the Dream Den means this is either rogues or possibly cycling, and I think this hand is okay against both. Being on the play here is nice. Do I keep land for... This is an honest question, by the way, because I'm almost certainly scrying with Charming Prince on turn 2. So I think it's a yes, and I can scry away lands looking for spells, as opposed to trying to get the other way around, getting unlucky and missing. Looks like it's rogues. I think I know this username from somewhere as well. I think I know someone called MZK. Be interesting to see if I can remember who that is in the future. I don't want a Goose, but I will take a Lanoir Visionary. Only downside of being the only 60 card Yorion deck here is that I am a little worse against rogues. Which is reasonable. You can't be good against everybody. That's why we're in best of one for. Bolts for Agadeems. Probably just Soaring Thought Thief. I'll attack. If they flash it into block, I'll just eat it with Skyclave Apparition. If not, I'll draw a card, or try to draw a card, I should say. Might be Lofty Denial. Something similar. Should just be a Thought Thief then. Drawing Trail isn't awful. Thieves Guild. Might be double Thieves Guild. Mills over Yorion. Yeah, that's pretty good. We do have answers to these, but we do kind of need them to resolve, and the problem is they've milled us for 6 cards by casting 2 of them, meaning their Drown in the Locks are online. Which is a bit scary. We're not in terrible shape here, but double Thieves Guild Enforcer is always a very strong start. Card's very good, so... Opponent taking their time to think their turn through, which is perfectly reasonable when you've spent 20 quid to enter this event. Tapped Temple, you got it. Does bottom. Passes the turn. ECD is not a good draw. That is actively kind of terrible. Okay, so in a world where my opponent probably has Drown in the Lock, I should attack first. Because if I don't and they drown my guy, they can then trade for these. So I think I should be attacking first. Okay. I think I'm just going to Wolf then. Most lists aren't playing Jwari Disruption. Should I be playing around Lofty Denial? How is that card worded? Is it a 4th spike if there's no flyer? If it is a 4th spike with no flyer, maybe I should play around Lofty Denial. Unless they pay 1, it is. So I can choose to play around both. I'm aware they get Death Touch, but if they mill 2 instant speed, I know my Wolf and is going to resolve, which is the important part. Or the Skyclave will resolve, more importantly. I think this is better. I think I can afford to play around Lofty Denial. And I would rather get this drowned than these. Opponent does have the drown, which is fine. $43 cards left currently. We're definitely not designed for rogues. That is a definite side effect of choosing to metagame best of one. We obviously have some glass caskets in the main deck that can help us out a bit, but ECD's a blank. We don't have a sideboard to rely on. We're kind of relying on our fight effects to kill these outside a glass casket, which is a bit awkward. Down goes Charming Prince. 3/2s they are. Another land indeed. Really kind of need to avoid into the story. Not sure I'm in a position to beat one of those right now. Just passes the turn. Think I'm playing around Lofty Denial again. Hey, Zolo Crunch, thank you so much for your raid. It's a Crunch raid. Holy hell. Crunch, my dude, thank you so much. That's huge. Thank you so much for the follows, everyone. That's super appreciated. What's up? Wow. How you doing, folks? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for the raids. You're all super sweet. Thanks, Zolo, man. I appreciate that. That's super, super nice of you. Wow, wow, wow. So many follows. You guys are great. Welcome. Thanks for joining me for today for some Magic the Gathering. I appreciate that, man. Spread some positivity. Super appreciated. Thank you so much for all the follows, guys. You're super, super sweet. The game's going great. We're currently 3-1 in a best of one Arena Open qualifier. You sweet like candy. Nice, 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 nice. Anyone else having problems with talking? Let me know. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Sholo, my bad. I'm very sorry. I will work on my pronunciation for the future. Kick some ass. Good stuff. Happy Halloween, guys, honestly. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks again for the raid. I am from England, yes. I am English indeed. Have been my entire life, but don't tell anybody. Thank you so much for all the follows, everybody. That's super sweet of you. Very English. I am Southern, yes. Can't play with me, unfortunately, because I am in an event right now, sadly. But in the future, maybe. I'm glad you like the accent. I do try to make it not awful, as best I can. I am talking. If you're having problems, I am sorry. Hopefully it's just you. Planning on moving to London next year? London's really cool. It's a fantastic place. I recommend checking it out if you can. I do live in the north these days, but I am southern. So many follows, guys. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. How can you get the playmat? The board in play is the tournament board, so it gets given to you when you play an event in Arena. My outline and my overlays were either designed by me or purchased. The outline's all me. The overlays were purchased. Can I teach you how to play? Probably in the future. It is a bit hard for me to teach you in the middle of an event. But maybe in the future. Thank you so much again for the support, guys. I really appreciate this. Is an actor from Cobra Kai? That's super cool. I didn't know. No worries. Well, thank you again for stopping by, everybody. I'm so appreciative. Thank you. Lovely of you. HowlingMines a really cool one. Go bother your dog. Give them a bothering for me. Thank you for the congratulations and the follows, and the cheer of 1 bit from Sailfish. Thank you so much. I have checked out Cobra Kai. I just didn't realize who raided us. That's really cool. I'm so lucky. Thank you so much. Flavoloco, thank you for the cheer as well. That's really, really appreciated of you. What PC do I have? I actually have a pre-build that I purchased from a company here in England, so I don't know too many details. He's a fellow Magic player too? Well, that makes a lot more sense. Unfortunately, we're getting a bit stuck here. This is looking to be a bit of a problem. That makes a lot of sense. I'm very lucky. Well, thank you so much for all the support, guys. It means the world. If you'd like to know a bit about me, hi, my name is HowlingMines. I'm HowlingMines here on Twitch. I stream Magic 5 days a week, and I stream Among Us another day a week on a Sunday, so you're welcome to join us if you like some space chores as well. I've been playing Magic for about 12 years, have a fairly competitive background, came from Yu-Gi-Oh! And other card games and stuff like that as well, and tend to play a lot of card games on stream in general, and tend to play with my sponsor on the Sunday for Among Us. Unfortunately, falling to 3-2 here in this event. Let's try and stay in it. One more loss and we knock ourselves out of this entry. So we got to try and chain some wins here. Yeah, I'd love to organise some more Among Us games in the future. I tend to play with my sponsor at the moment, but I'm open to sorting out bits and pieces. You did write the origin blurb, Flav. Yes, that is all you. Take care of yourself, show no mercy. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. Strike fast, strike hard, no mercy. Sounds good. No Overwatch from me, unfortunately. I'm not very much of an FPS guy, sadly. But if there's enough interest, then maybe. But no Overwatch from me, I'm afraid. We were indeed talking about cabs. I can't remember how it happened, but yes. It's a tough one, Nad. The waitlist is quite long for Among Us at the minute. But if you're around and there's spaces, then you're more than welcome to come and take them. Blue-white aggro, perhaps? Blue-white flyers? Let's just apparition this away. Thank you so much again for all the new followers and support, guys. Everyone who's cheered bits. It really means the world. We are doing our best to grow as a channel over here so we can do this more regularly. So every little helps. Thank you so much. I try my best, Sai. Thank you. I just try to be entertaining and try and be descriptive. A lot of the people that come to me for Magic, they just want information. They want to learn because... as I say, I have a competitive background, so a lot of people know me from results that I've put up. So they stop by to ask for advice, and I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to provide some interesting gameplay. If you guys do want to check out YouTube videos, by the way, I've started uploading highlights from the stream onto my YouTube channel. So you can go and subscribe over there and check out everything that's happened in the past, or if you miss any of the cool things that I do on stream, you can check them out when I upload them there as well. So, by all means. I try to be polite, thank you so much. And if I can help you study the accent, then even better. Everyone's been so kind, and again, thank you so much for the raid. It meant the world. I do really appreciate that. More than happy to help if I can. Okay, this is a pretty solid spot actually. We can just make an attack here and flicker the wolf for a lot of value. I think I would rather play the other wolf, honestly. It progresses my board a bit better. It keeps the pressure on. And we can pass back to our opponent. Save. Thank you very much. It's nice to meet you as well. Yours is pretty good, but you'd like some British opinions sometime? I'm sure we can sort that out. If people want me to judge English accents, I'm sure I could do that for a living as well. If you insist. Opponent curving out with some more blue-white flyers. We're not particularly worried here. We're well insulated against what our opponent is up to, which is really helpful. Glass Casket can clear the way for us to keep punching them directly in the skull. Hypnotic Sprite. Okay. In which case, I'll just get my aggro on. And then I'll remove this Sky Cat by flickering a Wicked Wolf with Charming Prince. That would be a really interesting job. I don't think I'm the most qualified person to judge accents, but if you really want me to, I will try. I have lived basically all over England over the course of my life, so I've been a bit of everywhere. Feeling like we're in pretty good shape here. Opponent could, of course, just find some kind of sweeper and we could be in some trouble, but we're looking good. It's very nice to meet everyone. Thanks for stopping by. And if you are enjoying what you see and you want more Magic in the future, or maybe a little bit of Among Us, make sure you follow if you haven't done so already. Be really cool to see you again. Partners Brazen Borrower will buy them some time. They do have 2 of them. Which means that this wolf can punch this token out of the way, right? And I just kill them. Should be good enough for lethal damage. Nice. Okay, so 4 and 2. So we need 3 more wins without any loss. If we take a loss, we're eliminated. 3 more wins and we qualify. That's what we're looking to do. Because the second day of this event is tomorrow, and I can win up to $2,000 in cash if I manage to get 7 wins tomorrow, which would be really sweet. So 4 and 2. Let's keep going. Let's keep it up. If only Black Lotus was legal in this format, huh? Sadly not. Probably for the best. Commander Lotus, I think it's good, but not as good as people think it is. Wow, there was so many follows. Thanks so much, everyone. New to this 79, thank you for your follow. That's super appreciated. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're enjoying your stay. This is kind of a cock-awkward hand, honestly. We do not have a green source. Glass Casket might not be good in the matchup. We're missing double green for Wolf. I think this is sketchy, but I think it's close enough. I'm going to take the risk that the matchup is one where Glass Casket is good. And hopefully we'll be okay. Skittles, you never need to tell me where you're going. Thank you so much for checking us out. And enjoy whatever you might be up to otherwise. Alright, this is definitely looking riskier than I had wished. Speaker of the Heavens means this is probably mono white. And I think I can afford to take a hit from this for a turn. Maybe not, because if I draw the green source, I really want to cast a Visionary. So I'm just going to deal with this now. Going to clean this up and hope to draw a green source in a punctual manner. Oh, that's a dangerous one. That is not a green source. Luminarch Aspirant does threaten to run away with this game. Kind of, Skills. There are similarities, but also very large differences. The game kind of revolves around using these lands to cast spells and creatures that let you do various different things. So there are some similarities for sure, but there are certainly some stark differences too. It's kind of hard to explain quickly. I'm regretting this keep pretty badly at this point. I think this was a greedy keep. Yeah, I'm getting punished very hard for this greedy keep. It's on me, that's my fault. I think this was pretty clearly a mulligan, and I got carried away. I'm not entirely sure how we get out of this now. I don't think the answer is we do. I'm fairly sure we don't. Sadly, no Shadow of the Sky, no. Opponent's curved out very well as well. I'm not sure I was beating this on a mulligan to 6 either. But that doesn't defend the keep. The keep was still just very bad. Was just not a good keep. It's very much on me. That's a shame. Okay, so 4 and 3 for the first run. Not exactly what we were looking to do. I think I kind of like the idea of continuing to play this in I like the idea of continuing to play this in best of 1. So I think I'm going to fire another bullet. And I think I'm going to stay on Selesnya Yorion. It does mean that I have to buy some more gems, though, so do bear with me a second, folks. I'm just going to flick you back over onto the interval screen just while I complete this purchase. Because I don't want you seeing all my payment details. That would be bad. So bear with me 2 seconds just while I pop into the store and get enough gems to enter again. So that we can play one more time and give this one more go. Yeah, the Eurolands are gorgeous. I've managed to resist them so far, but only just about. Only just about. But it's very nice to see so many new faces, and thank you so much for sticking around. Yeah, I think Green-White's in a pretty good spot, Google. I do think it's a good choice for today. So I'm going to... Admittedly, I've just worked an 8-hour shift, and I'm a little bit tired, but I'm happy to keep enjoying the company, and hopefully we get lucky with this second run, because I kind of can't afford to do another one. So, alright, let's hop on back into the client and get underway. Arena, thank you very much. Let's go. I'll pick up some card styles again, apparently. No harm in having them twice. Green, White, Yorion, let's disco. See if we can run slightly better this time around. You had an excuse? That's fair. I think a lot of the Eurolands are very, very nice. And I'll probably cave and pick them up eventually. They're just not particularly high on my list. Okay, this hand is fine. It does need to draw lands eventually, but it can leverage Goose and an early Skyclave apparition. Looking like mono red. Okay. Well, these are the matchups we were expecting, so hopefully this Goose survives. It surviving would help massively. It does not. It is thoroughly shocked into the floor. Infuriate. Very aggressive. Excuse me. Very aggressive list of mono red. Clearly a chunk of pump spells in my opponent's deck. Imagine accidentally giving your information away. Yeah, I mean, that would be awful. So we have to be very, very careful to not do that. Just, it happens all the time, and it's so easily done by accident when you're on stream. So just got to be careful and make sure that we don't accidentally get ourselves in trouble. I'm just going to Skyclave this Anax and try and get it off the table. Don't want my opponent to be beating me down too hard. Don't want them to be able to Ember Cleave me. Does get Bone Crushed. Okay, we do need some help here. Opponent has another combat trick, so they are pushing for a reasonable amount of damage. The 5th land will help. We're going to scry. Don't need land 6 right now. And we're going to draw with this Llanowar Visionary. Torbran is not what we wanted to see. I think I'm just going to prevent damage here, honestly. By blocking the Fervent Champion. I don't need the Llanowar Visionary alive. It would be lovely to be able to flicker with Yorion, but I think it's very dangerous to keep it there. So I'm just going to have to clear out this Torbran and hope to be alive. We are taking a fair bit of damage here. Call me Farmer Scott, absolutely. I have got this land. Opponent has a second Torbran. Can I beat that? Casting Yorion does not beat that. Double Prince, gain life, crack a food. So Yorion, flicker the ECD, eats this, blocks this, they pump this with Castle and I die. So it has to be Prince, eat food, right? I just have to, I don't have a choice. Gain 3. Gain 3. Off you go. Four. So this would go to 3. It'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. While going to... Okay, so I think what I'm supposed to do here is crack this food. And double block the 3/3. Because I'm alive and I need a Prince to be in play, ideally. For next turn. So I think throwing them away is... really detrimental. I can afford to lose 1, but I really can't afford to lose 2. This is a lot of damage, though. We're not alive by a lot. We're on 2. The Great Henge is not a great draw, unfortunately. Skyclave Apparition is going to come back with a counter and suck up this... suck up the Fervent Champion, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, because if I Yorion this, I want to eat the Torbran. And leave them with a 1/1. And sadly, I can't do both, as lovely as that would be, so... I'm going to flicker these. Bring back the Skyclave, eat the Torbran, and leave my opponent with a 1/1. While making a food with Trailer Crumbs. So we are definitely dead to a number of things off the top of our opponent's deck, but we have to try and hold for now. If we untap, we might be okay. Yeah, looks like a comeback might be on the cards. It's not quite there just yet, but it might be there. Cast the Great Henge. Crack a food, using the Henge to go to 7. So do I need to crack another food, or can I afford to draw a card? It's kind of tough. I think I have to draw. This is not going to be easy, though. Robber. Is that enough? Opponent steals a Charming Prince. So... ugh. I think I have to block like this. Opponent can put me to 1 if they want to. 4, 5, 6. And they'd be trading for both creatures and getting a 4/4. It's not good. I think if the apparition is dying, I need to do this and leave Yorion alive. Go to 3. They're going to choose to cast the Charming Prince instead. This is going to be close. I need a good draw step or two. There is like 5 life in play, but the board is getting very large. Opponent's scrying is taking some time. I'd love a glass casket. That is not a glass casket. That is a land. I think I have to start by cracking this food and drawing a card off Trailer Crumbs to try and get some information. Yikes. Think we're dead, unfortunately. Block this, take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, if my opponent pumps, I die, unfortunately. And that's fine. I don't think there's much I could have done about that. They didn't pump. They just didn't activate castle for some reason. So we're still alive, but we should be dead. This doesn't help me. I can punch the Annex because it becomes a 4/4. That is not going to help. Maybe they forget about the castle again. I need them to forget about it for a second turn in a row. Does not look like they're going to. Alternatively, Embercleave will also kill us. That is very unfortunate. We were very close to stabilizing there. We flooded out just a little bit too much. Not how you want to start these things, unfortunately. But, yeah, just a little shy on the lands. Poor start. Let's get the loss out of our system early, shall we? If we get it out of our system early, then we don't have to lose going forward. We can just run them off. Just run off a chain of wins. Yeah, it's a little poor, but it's okay. It's going to happen sometimes. We can only focus on the things that are in our control and not the ones that are out of our control. This hand is very clunky. I think this is a mulligan. Just doesn't do enough. This is much better. We can keep this. And I'm probably going to pop one of these wolves away because it gives me the flexibility for what I want in the matchup. If it's a matchup where I want Wicked Wolf, I can save the Prince to flicker it afterwards. If it's a matchup where I don't, I have one less wolf in my hand and I can use Prince for another reason. So I think this is the better way of mulliganing this hand. And we'll lead on Gilded Goose. Unfortunately not Rhino. We got a bit unlucky with our opponent's draw steps and fell to 4 and 3 in our first runs. This is the second run, sadly. Looks like mono red again, though. In which case, I'm just going to play out a second goose here. Look to cast Wicked Wolf on turn 3, and then flicker it on turn 4. We'll take 2 here to keep our geese alive. You can't stomp them both, if I don't let you. Prince Flickering Wolf is really sweet. It's like one of the sweeter things you can do with Prince. That's why I kind of like there being 4 in this version. You do Bone Crush one of them, however, which I can do nothing about, so sure. Wolf for 500, please. You never thought of that before? Yeah, it's definitely a nice little line you can take that gets you more value out of your wolf, very much just like flickering it with Yorion does. You just get to fight a lot of things. Another Hellhound is more than fine with me, especially if you miss your land drop. Oh no. Opponent missing their third land there. That is not good for them. I think Hellhound is a scam, I agree with you. I don't actually think the card's very good. It just ends up doing this a lot, unfortunately. What's happening with my opponent right now, just kind of sitting around and not doing a lot. So let's get attacking with this wolf, because the attack is free. And then I am going to flicker this wolf and punch the other Hellhound. Shouldn't be a one-mana spell that can screw with me here, so we'll be fine. Pass the turn. The wolf is still hungry and will eat this dog. Opponent hits their third land, casts Bone Crusher Giant, sure. We can still attack with this wolf and keep it safe with the food that we have, but we do need to start drawing some spells, please. We are definitely flooding a bit. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're trying to like curve out 4 lands, the Hellhound seems a lot worse. Anax is not great for us. Just gonna make a food here. We can keep making food, but I really need something to do with the mana. Like, I would love a Yorion, I'd love an ECD. That's really good. How does this game work, Zolm? Basically, I'm using the cards you see down here, my lands. I can play one of them every turn. And they let me cast spells, so you'll see that every card in play has a number in the top right-hand corner. And that's how much it costs to use, and they all do different things depending on the text that's written on them. So I'm spending my mana sources to cast spells, and hopefully their effects will let me reduce my opponent's life total down to 0 before they reduce mine down to 0. Ask and you shall receive, exactly. Would like an ECD, found an ECD. Another Anax is not exactly what I wanted to see, though. That's going to be a bit of a hiccup. Unless we draw another ECD, in which case, not so much. That's also pretty good. What's up with the Pokemon TCG? It's been really popular as of late. We've sold so much Pokemon at my LGS, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but people are in love with Pokemon right now. You're welcome, Zolm. I'm just happy to help if I can. Zolomi? I'll try and get that right. No, the digital version has been around for a while. It's, from what I'm told, it's not particularly good either, but maybe I'm wrong. I tried. Thank you. I'm glad I said it right. It's functional, but you can't tell it was made in Unity. That's fair. I can appreciate that. I've not heard good things, but I've also never played it. Actually, trading is a nice touch, however, because it just creates a less predatory game than, you know, the current situation. Opponent really wants to kill my Skyclave, but doesn't want it to come back off of Elspeth, so they're going to have to try and position their timing in a good spot here. They just give up instead, which is more than fine by me. So 1-1 starts, well, Carry on as we mean to carry on, I guess. No starting. We already started badly, poorly. Lost the first round. I know they put booster codes in packs for you, Rai, but I'm not sure about the details of actually acquiring cards after that. So hopefully someone else can shed some light on that for you. Ebon Praetor coming up for us next. Yeah, I know Channel Fireball have been diversifying quite a lot. They've been really big on Flesh and Blood recently too. So I definitely expect to see that carry on. Like as things go forward. Happy to keep land 4 here, it's just safe. No, I'm the same, right? I really can't. I don't have the expendable income, unfortunately. Mounted to start, but no 1-drop is interesting. Is this mono red with an interesting draw? Maybe? I kind of don't want to play out this Charming Prince, because I think it's just going to get Bone Crushed, so I'm going to wait. What do I think of Flesh and Blood? I've looked at it briefly. I know some small details. Oh, this is the ramp deck. But I've not looked into it in enough detail that I can really give you an opinion. I would have to do some more research, because I just don't know. Trail and Fifth Land both seem pretty good, honestly. I think I'm going to sequence them that way. And I'm going to run out the second Prince here as well and just gain some life with it because I kept both my Scries, because I expect this to get Bone Crusher Gianted and just kind of shot down. So I'd rather have the second one in play. Wait. No, I get blown out by Bone Crusher that way, so let's just gain some life. I don't want to get blown out by a removal spell. Trying to get cheeky with my my Charming Princes. Just has a Storm's Wrath. Okay, that's also fine. I think I'm just going to run out a Naked Yorion here, just to have a 4/5 flyer in play. Definitely a little sticky. Opponent still has a lot of cards. That's another Storm's Wrath. You got a Spike Field Hazard or a Shock to go with it? You do. Okay. I think this is just Trail of Crumbs. Crack the Food. Not particularly... It's 2-for-1, definitely. But it's definitely kind of scary, because my opponent's hand just has to be full of top end here, right? Like, it just has to be like Ugins, or like stuff like that. Opponent going to beat me down with Crawling Barons. This card's probably going to be pretty good in the matchup, I'd have thought. I'm just kind of a little scared of what my opponent has going on. Gilded Goose is a pretty good draw. Makes me another food, and also will be able to fuel the trail moving forward. I'm still kind of mind blown that an actor from Cobra Kai is interested in raiding my channel. That's super sweet. I just kind of can't get over that. Shredded Sails does murder my goose in cold blood, which is something else I'll probably also not get over. That's very sad. Finding a land here would be nice. That is not a land. Oh, there's so much removal in this deck. Yikes. It's hard to keep a board in play that you want to flicker with Yorion if my opponent just keeps killing my stuff. Solemn Simulacrum. Yeah. Sadly can't Glass Casket that one. But I do kind of need to get it out of the way, so it probably gets punched by a wolf. Not necessarily by choice, but seems like something I probably just have to do. I don't think my hand is beating an Ugin, though. So I really kind of have to hope they don't have one. 3, 4, 5... So they can play one next turn. Smells like Ugin goes burr. Yeah, it might do. Ugin might go burr. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm beating this. I need to find ECD. So if they're -4, which they do, I'm just going to use the Wolf's ability to sacrifice the food so that I get to draw a card here. and try and look for Elspeth Conquers Death. That is not Elspeth Conquers Death. Ah, yes. Right on time. Thank you, the Great Henge. Well, I have to cast the only creature that will survive Ugin's Bolt, and hope that does something. This deck feels like it's designed to prey on us. Yeah, this is very hard. It feels like the red ramp deck is gonna just beat us up a lot. So, well, there's the Elspeth Conquers Death. Cast Henge, you're really funny, right? Really, really funny. Well, we still have to beat double Maze Mind Tome. Because this can only exile creatures, so... The game is definitely not over just yet. Unfortunately, the Yorion got exiled as well. Pardon my language. I think they only play 2 of these, so that is very unfortunate. Goes up. Doesn't even respect Yorion. If I had a Yorion here, the blowout would be disgusting, but I don't. Ugin into Ugin is a real feel bad. But what can you do? Sometimes your opponent is just going to have it. Well, there's the Yorion, but unfortunately it is too late, because I can't flicker this in time, as I don't have a land. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, 1 card away, sadly. I think I have to Wicked Wolf here. I know I'm throwing it away into the abyss, but I think I have to make my opponent... I think my opponent has to minus, and I have to force that. Hey, Paragon, nice to see you. No, I think Rai was asking about the Pokemon TCG, Flav. Just memeing. How's the day? Yeah, it started really well, and it's been going worse since then. Some greedy keeps, some poor decisions. You know, the works. If I pull back a wolf... You feel that on a spiritual level? Yeah, it's just... Some of the bad feelings is my fault, some of it is not my fault, but a pretty poor day in general, I think, sadly. Okay, this wolf has to punch the Solemn, and my opponent gets to draw a card off of it. But I can henge into wolf, or henge into casket, and attack. Henge into wolf seems fine, right? They do trade, though, so I would rather just casket. Okay, henge. Casket. And then at least stop the Ugin from ultimating. Chat. I think I'm meant to make a really big brain play. It really depends on what my opponent does. With this Ugin, though, so we'll have to wait and see. There's nothing wrong with hovering around, Flav. Like, it's okay to enjoy multiple streams. This Ugin is back to being in ultimate range. Just draw a card, offer this wolf, and hope it's an ECD, I guess. Drawing all these glass caskets feels kind of bad. Oh, it's okay. Like, again, I never blame anyone for taking the time to hop around and support multiple content creators. It's important. There's a lot of really good creative guys out there. Yeah, I think we lose to this Ugin now, unfortunately. Just, we actually beat the first one. I just don't think we beat the second one. Trying to be one of those guys? Yeah, good. Like, well, if I can help you, Paragon, let me know. Like, I just want people to succeed, you know? I'm also trying to be one of those guys. As best as I can. It's a lot of lands that were put into play. That's the beauty of this, exactly. We try our best to help each other out. At the end of the day, we just all want to make good content, right? So, we'll do what we can to help each other. Didn't destroy the Greyhenge. What? Yeah, that's always nice, Flav. Yeah, the Magic community, outside of one or two exceptions, is generally a nice place to be. Crokies has a brand, and nothing wrong with having a brand. Why didn't my opponent kill the henge? I am very confused. Yeah, too many people said it at the same time. He's a Tyler 1 of Magic, and every game needs its Tyler 1. Both of those are fairly accurate statements. Let's clear out this Bone Crusher Giant. And I think I'm going to send both of these creatures at the Ugin just to play around. Actually, no, I need to play around 3 pieces of removal, right? I know that sounds ridiculous, but if this thing stays in play, I'm in danger. So it needs to die. It's just gotta go. Opponent has drawn so many cards. It's kind of disgusting. If this Charming Prince doesn't get immediately killed, we could still be in this game, which is terrifying. Okay, Bone Crush the Prince, so I don't get to completely go off. That's not a bad one. That's a lot of creatures moving forward. Back the noodle. How are we still in this game? I'm genuinely surprised. This Great Henge has just let us keep up with our opponent. They just didn't kill it with Shredded Sails for some reason. That Yorion is very dead. I understand. Bone Crusher, yeah. Yorion Trigger will return these to play. I'll draw 3 cards, make a load of food, and fight this Bone Crusher Giant. I'll actually draw 4 cards because I get another Angel. Opponent's deck is a mono-red ramp shell that was being played by Brad Nelson earlier on. I think the deck's actually not bad by any stretch. But I don't think it's good either, if I'm being honest. I would currently need to discard 3 cards. So let's try and unload my... Yeah, they Iron Crack feet into Ugin a reasonable amount of the time, yes. They do have some other plays too, and some other stuff going on, but... Yeah, it's very clearly a deck you probably just play in best of 1. Because it's a lot better there, I think. How much do I play into Storm's Wrath? I think 1 more Angel is fine, and then I can probably just accept that I have a good enough board to not accidentally lose the game by having no threats left. And then I need to discard 2 cards, so I'll discard Plains and Temple and keep my spells. We're somehow still in this game, folks. We might actually just beat 2 Ugins, which is ridiculous. Can I beat a 3rd Ugin? Maybe. It sounds like a good idea to me, Ernie. Am I cracking these to draw cards? How many cards do I have left? 21. I can probably do 1, at least. Anything beyond that is probably a bit too much. Yeah, I think I can beat this Ugin theoretically, but I'm more worried that I don't necessarily have enough cards left to kill my opponent. Because I'm running out of actual threats. 22 versus 20 cards in library. They ultimated an Ugin the Spirit Dragon this game, chat. Literally ultimated it. Get this off the table. Legion Angel. There are no more angels for me to get, unfortunately, so... Second angel. There's a lot of Skyclaves in my hand. They don't seem very good in this matchup. They do seem like they're going to get killed an awful lot. There is a Yorion in my bin. There is only 1 Yorion left in my deck. Oh my god, what? Can I beat the 4th Ugin? Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Madara, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying your stay so far. Thanks for saying hello. I'm pulling my hair out. You just can't see it because I'm already bald. There's a lot of Skyclave apparitions and a lot of glass caskets. I'm running out of cards. This is the problem. You're not wrong, Aim Conquest. You're not wrong. $13 cards. How do I beat these crawling barons? These are non-land. These are not. I guess I make them block something and then I glass casket, right? That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm running out of deck. My opponent's on 26. They've gone through 4 Ugin the Spirit Dragons. Valakut's Awakening. Yeah, sure. Put 2 back, draw 3. Iron Crag Feet. What have you got for me? You're out of Ugins, my dude. What do you have left? There's so much removal in this deck, dude. I'm just losing ways to win the game. What do I do? I think I take 10. This is absurd. That's a way to win the game. That counts. Well, this is still indestructible. Don't care about that. Crack. Crack. Okay, is it just Yorion? I think it's just Yorion, but I actually don't think we flicker anything. It's just the biggest thing. But if I flicker too much, I only got 9 cards left. I can't flicker too much. Eight. Oh, Jesus. Think I allow him to block one of these because that's what he's going to do? Or at least what I expect him to do. Bone crush my face. Yes. Yes. That did not go how I expected it to. Punch this. I want 7 cards left. I think I can afford 1 more creature. But not a lot more. There's no more Ugins. I'm not playing around it. This beats Storm's Wrath. So, easy. Easy make Angels go. Well, this beats Storm's Wrath. These are all indestructible. Opponent windmills their entire hand. Ox. Sure, doesn't matter. What are you looking for? Oh! Beat 4. Beat 4 copies of Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Bite me. Absolutely bite me. Oh. 4 copies of Ugin, no good. 1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding. 2-1. Alright, I need to refill my water bottle real quick, guys, and take a quick bathroom break. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back with the next game with this one. I'll see you in just a sec. Howdy, folks. Thank you very much for bearing with me. I appreciate that. It's super, super important. I might be the first person to survive 4 Ugins. You might be right. I did say they only run 2. I was under the impression they only ran 2. Surprise, opponent ran 4, and we beat them all. You have 420 channel points. That is very nice. Well, that's actually just... No, technically not very nice, but it's nice. Nice is 69 points. Very nice is much higher. It's like 69,420 points. But it's a good number. 420 is a good number. This is a good hand. We'll keep this. You getting yourself a deck tech? Sounds good to me, man. I look forward to it. Obviously, I tend to schedule those in, so assuming we're not busy, I'll do it at the time. If we are busy, I'll make sure you're around when we do it. Temple of Malice. Okay, so this could be 11k flex. I've got more than all of you. I have infinite souls. That is how Twitch works. Turn 2 Visionary is not bad normally, but we do need to now work our way towards some actual gas, or this henge is going to get stuck in our hand. 200k, yeah, I am working towards making Nassif spend like an hour speaking German. So I could definitely relate to how many channel points you have over there. Maya Triton. That one is going to disappear in just a moment. Mainly because I don't want it to be there anymore. You can't believe what fell for like 6 hours. It's just... Okay, this is a reasonable start, but we're definitely going to fall like a house of cards if we get these Skyclaves murdered. So, gotta be careful. Goes with Tiramets. That's actually kind of annoying. I can't exile that token. I would much rather them have cast this Shade. Oh, well, apparently I'm just very good at magic and it doesn't matter because I drew a Wicked Wolf. So, better lucky than good, chat. Better lucky than good. So, no attack with the Goose, but everybody else gets in and does some damage. Untapped land means we cast the Great Henge as well, so untapped land would be nice. Opponent can't kick this turn. Kind of wish they could. They just cast it El Regularo, which is fine. And another one. These can't block, right? Yeah. Is that a good draw, chat? Do you think that's a good... I think that's a good draw. I think that's very good. It's like above average. So this attack with the wolf is free. Noodle. Exile. Alright. Punch this. Skyclave, eat one of these. Make a food, draw a card. I need to resolve this. That's my bad. Yeah, looking good. Looking good so far. Opponent hasn't milled over a Croxer, which is always helpful. There's way more sacrifice synergy here, though, so I'm kind of scared of like active treasons and stuff. Those seem fairly realistic in this deck. There's the Croxer. I think the Casket is actually the worst of my cards in hand, so I'm going to discard it. Oh, I need to realize I actually need to edit the stream title, because we're technically on bullet 2. I don't want to lie to people. Yep. Any land drop for the opponent? Yes. So Croxer is probably coming back next turn. It's a very real possibility. Pretty happy just to take 3 here. This can't block, and I don't want my opponent casting it again, so 3 damage it is. Fairly happy just to cast the Great Henge here. And then the attack with the wolf is free again. And we'll definitely be attacking with the noodle, because that's, you know, good. Attacking with Yorion seems like a good idea. Bone Crush, the Apparition. Yes. If opponent chooses to double block this, I will probably sack the food to it. It's kind of annoying, because I'd like to make another white sauce, but... How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for 7 months now, Zol. Heading into month number 7. Basically, when my country first went into lockdown was when I started. And I've been loving it, and I'm doing my best to keep growing. I guess I just enjoy being able to interact with people. Wow, if I had a white sauce, that'd be great. Yeah, it might be closer to 8 months now. I've got 7-month subscribers this month, so I've been able to get subs for 7 months. So it might be slightly longer than that, but somewhere in that kind of ballpark. Really didn't want Yorion to die there, but we really can't complain. Opponent is done playing. understands how futile that game is, and that's good news. Okay, so 3-1, I believe, currently here. Let's keep this up. Let's keep it going. Il Nano coming up for us next. Oh, this hand is a little fruity. I'd be tempted to keep this, but it's basically a 6-card hand already because I know we're against the Lurrus deck, and ECD is not a real card against the Lurrus deck, be it cycling or rogues, regardless of which one it is. So I think I'm going to take a 6 here. I don't think this is quite good enough. Okay, we can keep this, and we'll put this Grey Henge right back where it belongs, in my deck somewhere. Untapped Agadeems on 1 means there is definitely a Thieves Guild Enforcer in our future. There it is. Opponent should have waited for me to scry first, but for some reason didn't fancy doing that. This is okay, we can keep this. I have another hosting coming apparently. Don't have a notification yet, but maybe I'm just frozen. It's a host from Z-Boy Wonder. I haven't had a notification from you, but thank you if that was the case. I appreciate that. This is kind of awkward, actually. I can Trailer Crumbs and take another hit, or I can set up Goose to try and make myself have a decent turn 4. I think I prefer the Goose, honestly. It is kind of close, though. Ah, this is the Ruin Crab build. Okay, that's fine. Goose does get murdered, unfortunately, in a blaze of glory, which is not what we were hoping for. Opponent's draw has been reasonably aggressive, and I can't safely scry with Charming Prince because of the Soaring Thought Thief and the Crab, which means there's a reasonable chance that I just miss on my land, which is terrifying because we really don't want that to happen. If I can hide one under a top card, I probably will, but if they have any land, we're in trouble. Okay, so this is fine. I'm just going to keep these here, and hopefully my opponent doesn't have a land drop, because that would help. Oh dear. Wow, opponent has the removal spell as well. Opponent's start was very, very good, and if we don't draw a 4th land, we can just never catch up here. That's the way it goes sometimes with mill. They will just mill all your mana sources, and you don't get to play the game. Not technically dead, but can I ever survive this? I guess so, right? So I can take 6, go to 1, find land 4, wolf punch the flyer, have the wolf block this. But that's really my only out to stay alive, and then I still have to beat the Lurrus. So what's my best chance of hitting a land? How do I go about doing that? I can't change the outcome. Just giving myself 3 more life change the outcome. I don't think so. Yeah, unfortunately the rogues have just shredded our mana base to bits here, and we've not got to cast our spells, which is just kind of unfortunately part of playing against rogues sometimes. Okay, I need an untapped land, please. Alright, we're not dead. Technically. Like, we're still in bad shape, but not dead. Assuming this doesn't get drowned. If it gets drowned, we lose, obviously. Okay. Well, that was a very unfortunate game. And definitely the side effect of playing in best of 1 instead of best of 3 is that sometimes variance is going to get you like that. Takes us to 3-2. Can't afford to take another loss now. Just going to have to run hot. Just going to have to run hot from this point onwards. 4 in a row. It's like we're playing best of 3 from this point. Yorion, our opponent for this game. We can't keep this hand, unfortunately. There's just no guarantee the Glass Casket's good in the matchup, and missing double green is a big killer. I'm going to bottom the Grey Henge here, because I don't want it in my opening hand very often. And the hand is defendable otherwise. Mono green or Gruul by the looks of it, so we're going to need a little cohesion here. Charming Prince is actually fine. We can keep that. Edgewall Innkeeper. So it is Gruul. Okay. So I'd like to have been on the play here so that I could get rid of this before it draws my opponent a card. But given that I can't do that, I think I prefer Trail here, because it's very likely that I want to flicker this apparition. Does cast a Lovestruck Beast and draws themselves a card. So I think I have to Apparition this turn. The question is exactly what do I Apparition? And I think I'm taking too big of a hit if I don't Apparition the Lovestruck Beast. Not Apparitioning this also makes me weaker to things like Embercleave and the Great Henge. So if my opponent draws another card, that's really unfortunate, but I think I just have to take this off. Excuse me, off the table. Thanks everyone again who's hanging out. I'm glad you're enjoying yourselves, and thank you for sticking around. It does mean an awful lot. Thanks, Ernie. I'm trying my best. We've been on the poor side of variance. That's really not great. A few times. But that's magic for you sometimes. You can't always have it all come up your way. So we'll keep doing our best. Guess I need to set up Goose Trailer Crumbs here. And just hope that my opponent doesn't ever hit their 4th land, because they clearly missed it last turn. Unfortunately, that means there is a pile of gas over here. Opponent is just all spells, given they didn't have a 4th land. That is just an Embercleave always. It can't be anything else. I need the Goose to be alive to maybe even be Embercleave, so I can't block. And I just have to take near lethal damage. Another Innkeeper. So I'm still dead, right? I can't clear the cleave while also... staying alive. Hey, Fire Intruder. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Nice to see you. I could find glass casket. If I can find casket off of trailer crumbs, maybe I can stay alive. Okay, that's a casket. I haven't actually done the math on this because I'm not entirely sure whether it does it or not, but it's the best I had is this gaining 3 life. This is the most amount of life and damage I could prevent. So if it's good enough, it's good enough. If it's not, it's not. But I couldn't stop to figure it out, so... another Primal Might is unfortunately lethal. There is nothing we can do about that. Tough runs, folks, unfortunately. Just middling results both times. And I just can't afford to keep firing £20 notes into doing these. So as much as I would love to play tomorrow, unfortunately that's going to be no dice. For this Arena Open this time around. 4-3 and 3-3 on the 2 bullets, which is just magic sometimes. We had some sweet games, obviously taking down the 4 Ugins, which was absurd, and thoroughly enjoyed that. But yeah, no dice for us this time, which is a real shame. I am going to be wrapping things up early then, as a result, as today's stream was very much for those Arena Open events. I normally go a bit longer than this, but it has been a long day at work, given that the country's just gone back into lockdown as well. So I could do with taking a slightly earlier evening, given that we've had some poor results. But thank you very much, everyone who stuck around from the raids. I really appreciate that. It's been very nice to see all you lovely fresh faces. Again, if you would like to follow, please feel free to do so. If you want to check out the stuff that we've had on the stream before, you can do so on YouTube. I do post my highlights over there now as well. I am back tomorrow with my sponsor, Lazy Dragon Gaming. We're here for some Among Us, so if you fancy enjoying some Among Us, by all means come on by and stop me playing Space Chore Simulator. Otherwise, if you're here for the Magic, I'm back with Magic on Tuesday evening at 9 PM GMT. The ladder reset today, obviously, so we're back to getting our way back to Mythic with some of the best decks in Standard, Historic, and maybe some brews as well. So if you fancy joining us for that, it'd be lovely to see you. If you want to support another content creator, I'm just going to see who's online for you real quick. So bear with me while I see who I can send you over to. Let's send you over to friend of the stream, Charizard James. He's a lovely guy who's also been streaming for a few months now and is slowly building his community. So say hello from me, let him know where you've come from, and go and support the stuff he's making. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you again very soon.